Mermaid Federation International is dedicated to promote mermaid activities, develop mermaid safety standard, and raise ocean conservation awareness. MFI has 4 missions: raise awareness to the ocean conservation, promote mermaid activities and certification system, research and advise safety guidance, and develop scientific mermaid training and technical standards. MFI is an organization for all the mermaids in the world with members from various countries. MFI development includes mermaid performance, mermaid instructors, and mermaid development center. MFI education system include 4 major courses: M0 Mermaid Experience, M1 Basic Mermaid, M2 Advanced Mermaid, M3 Master Mermaid.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, stand by for cue. Now what we're doing is we're actually playing your 34 seconds video on Facebook now. That, about your work and your video. We are actually playing on Facebook now. So after this video, I will start doing the cue and then we will start live. Okay. Carter, please stand by.
Noted.
Okay.
Welcome to our next live webinar session organized by ADEX Pixel Virtual Expo. I'm Carter here, part of the organizing team for ADE, in short for ADEX Pixel Virtual Expo. We have tonight with us Clément together to share about his Under and Above with Ocean Artists. So his Asia book is going to premiere soon, and Clément will share more about his information and his talk that will be artistic, I believe. So Clément, over to you, please.
Okay, thank you. So thanks a lot to propose me to share and speak about my work here. I'm very proud to do that, and I'm very proud to have won the Art Prize of the Years last year with a monotype with painting techniques that I will explain in my presentation after. So very proud to do that. That's a nice opportunity, and that's a pleasure for me to share my work and my passion with ocean, water, freediving, and water and the environment, and human and aquatic environment. That is the key of my artistic process. So I propose you to share my screen now and to introduce you my work and who I am with different pictures. So here is it. Okay. You can see here on the left, Air Abyssal, and on the right side, Projet Racine, Roots Project. So that's the two doors of my universe. That's also for Air Abyssal, this is like under, and Projet Racine, this is like above. This is why I give this name to my book, my new book, who is released. There is a few days. So this picture reveals who I am. So a freediver and an artist. We can see up to me a big printing of 3.5 meters on 2.5 meters. For my retrospective exhibition, there is 2 years ago. So it was in a Holder swimming pool, and I just played to shoot myself and some freediver friends. We just have fun to shoot some pictures in this singular environment. So this old swimming pool, it was a nice opportunity to exhibit in it. And two different pictures, one of my Sylvain Bess, who is a French photographer and also security buddy for the competition in freediving in France. And on the left side, on the right side, this is Janmi Wong, who took a picture of me in Philippines. There is 3 months ago. It was on an island with so much turtles. So I propose you to discover my work with a short video of 5 minutes that explain Era Abyssal, Projet Racine, and who explain that I want to explain you at the end of my presentation. So the relation between water and human, but with a new way, for me, a new trade of working. So this is the discovering of the plankton. So I just let the video play and see you in 5 minutes.
As a child, I always wanted to be an archaeologist or a biologist. And very early on, I was always attracted by exploring the ground, the skies, the sea, and I started to question myself about our presence on Earth. And finally, I became an artist and a conveyor, which is not very different. And in my approach, I explore photography, painting, and video. I started exploring the sea very early as a freediver, and it is an almost daily practice, as it is an effective means of exploring both the self and the underwater environment. My artistic career took a turn in 2016 when I decided to put this discipline forward my work by painting with a monotypes technique, the body evolving in the aquatic environment. I also painted my feeling underwater. In the meantime, I created the Root project. So in French, this is Projet Racine. In 2040, I think. The goal of this project is to highlight the humankind by projecting portraits of inhabitants encountered across 2 continents. It was in America and in Europe. On each trip, I was continuously attracted by lonely or repressed peoples like the First Nation of Canada or the exiles of Calais in France. Then by those living by the sea and who had a close relationship with this element. So man, his history and his environment is also crucial in my creation. And today, my wish is to join these 2 identities for the underwater world, also for the unsuspected and fragile life who develops there. In a way, after meeting Ellen Peterson, a marine biologist, the idea of exploring the plankton came to me. And she observed this creature, which is at the base of the food chain for a number of species. By taking a picture of this plankton and making it visible by projections, I paid respect to it as I did for some people I met throughout my project. And then the world of infinitely little became visible. The species that I decided to highlight, so Calanus finmarchicus, a kind of plankton, may be in danger because of the warming of the waters in Norwegian seas. And the consequence is that this plankton and all the species that need it are migrating north. The other reason is that the high level of omega-3 fatty acid, antioxidants, and proteins make humans draw heavily on nature reserves. So we understand why the whales love it so much. But what is less funny is that the ecosystem is upset. This discovery is a new trail in my work, starting with the invisible base of this food chain. I think that makes sense for the rest of my artistic, scientific approach that will question our relation to the underwater flora and fauna.
So here is it. Do you hear the sound properly?
Oh yes, the sound is great. The sound is great.
Okay, thank you. So yes, that's so I can stop my presentation here because we all this video say who I am and what I want in my heart and other, but I don't want that. We can discover a different part of my work in details. So right now, in starting by Air Abyssal. So that's not really painting. So this one too, but a deep painting. Why? Because I put off the ink instead of put it on the canvas. So I can show you a video in a few minutes. We explain that very singular and particular techniques because I use a etching press with very, very old. So I think it's old. It came from the 80th century. So we will see this machine just after. So Air Abyssal is the projection of my vision I have, or my feelings I have underwater. So this one, for example, is like when I was like out of my body and I was seeing myself to go up to the surface, for example. Oh, the etching press. This is this one, the machine. We will see just after. So this one has won the artwork of the year last year to ADEX. So the story Air Abyssal is a kind of, I also a videographer. So this is like I turn with a camera around the body. The size of each one is 1 meter and 10 centimeter on 80 centimeter. This one is this one. I also like the expressivity. I don't know the name in English, but when a body is dancing underwater, I think that is very beautiful too, because water highlights the human body and also all the different spaces, of course. So that's a way to present in exhibition, for example, I present my monotypes, has this disposition to explain or to translate the temporality. I mean, like a realizator of movies. So you have a body and you turn around it. So, or comics. So you take a body and you draw it differently on the different cases. And so this is the first part of air abyssal. Oh, so air and abyssal, this is kind of opposite because you are air above and you are abyssal under. Because sometimes I like to say that when I freediving, this is like a breath for me. So this is something very important. So I like the contrast or the ambivalence. Ambivalence is a French term who say that kind of opposite. And this one, so I wanted to explain more clearly the relation between human and animals. So that's very incredible because I painted this monotype. I depainted this monotype in January from this year. And 3 weeks after, I was in Philippines, in a island with turtles, and I lived for the first time of my life a meeting with turtles. So I was exactly in the same feeling than on these pictures because I felt very little in front of the aquatic environment. So very humble and very respectful of that. And on this picture, we were communicating. She said something with eyes. It was completely incredible. This is another way to explain a kind of respect. With these three whales, human and whales, we can see how a monotype can evolve with the different copies. So we will understand on the video just after. When I can't practice on the etching press, I can draw it. This is what I do with this picture. This guy is Morgan Bourkis, who is a French record holder, a freediver, and I found a picture of him, and he was very concentrated in free fall. He was completely nice in his body, in his mind, and he was going to reach maybe 100 meters, 95 meters, but in CNF, so the discipline with only legs and arms. That's another drawing. This is also to show you that I draw sometime. So here we are. Oh, I have some different. Can you please tell me, because I have someone who wants to speak with me. So do I have to ask now, or can we, or do I have to exchange after?
I think we can leave it to after. You continue the presentation first. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. So I propose you to see the monotype technique. Oh, sorry. the monotype technique in pictures, because I explain you with words, but it's quite complicated to be clear, and especially in English, because I am an English learner too. So I just let the videos speak by themselves, by herself. So here is the way I paint or I depaint the Abyssal series. So between maybe since 50 years. I discovered the etching press when I was student, so I didn't. I was always with this technique because it revealed an easy way for me to reveal the forms, the light, and to create different universes. Here is it for Abyssal series. So now we can discover the Roots projects, who is projects who allow me to discover different people in the world, and the principle. So the goal of this project is to meet some different people, to spend time with these different persons, to learn to know them, so to know their customs, to know their history, so individual or collective histories. And after that, when we trust each other, I took a picture of the person, so a portrait, and I project the portraits on a surface, a natural surface that makes sense for the person I met. So, for example, this guy is called Albert, and I project him on a big rock in Caracat. So Caracat is a town in Quebec, so in Canada. And we can see different trees on the top of the rocks with, I don't know the name in English of these birds, so very big birds of more than 1 meter high. And he went there, always on this place, to fish or to breathe and to be quiet and to meditate. Thank you for my translator who helped me just here. So Azar is a French girl who have family in Bathurst. Bathurst is a town always in Canada. And we went there. So she discovered her own roots. So I project her face on the trees of her own root. Connie is a Inuit. So I project her on a rock where I met her. And just behind her on the projection, you have the Greenland. So the half of her own roots. So for me, that makes sense. That made sense to project her on this place. So we can see again Triven. Triven is a newborn. So this is a First Nation people. So of the tribe Elzibuktuk. So sorry, of the Mi'kmaq tribe, and he lived on the Elzibuktuk Reserve. So I project his face on the older reserve of his parent. He never knew the older reserve, but I allowed him to discover it symbolically. I was very sensitive to the First Nation people of Canada because that's a repressed people, as I said in the video, and they are always put it out of their own roots, and the Canadian governments are not very nice with them. So they just give money to them to just close their mouth, and that's a quite difficult life for them. And when you lose your roots, you can lose everything. So I was sensitive to them. This is also, that picture is completely incredible because there is a lot of story around this picture. This is 5 members of Micmac tribe. So there is 6 faces on this island, projecting on these islands, but in reality you have 5 faces, 5 characters, sorry, 5 persons. There is Celine, we can see at the extremity of the island, you can see two times. So this is 1 face, but 2 times projected. So this island is called l'île au massacre in French. So in English, this is Massacre Island. So why this name? Because in 1505, the English people were wanted to take the hearts from the First Nation people, and this tribe wanted to hide and to escape from the English army. So they found this island and they hide in a cave on this island. So a lot of First Nation people, so Micmac, were died because English people were completely crazy. So that picture is a kind of tribute, not a kind, that's a tribute to the Micmac tribe, because the member I projecting on it are Micmac, actually. So we can see Aurora Borealis on the right side and Milky Way on the left side, and Perseid, so une étoile filante. So a feeding star. I don't know, sorry for the name, but I think you understood that. So, and I slept on this place, and the day after, a seal just woke up me just at 2 meters of my face, so it was very funny. This is Sarah. Sarah, I projected her on a rock on this island. So this is the Prince Edward Island. And she was fascinated by the full moon. So I projected her a night with the full moon. Louise is a young girl I met in Twilingate. So that's an extremity on the west coast of the Canada. And with so much whales on the left side, this place was completely magical. Jean-Paul. Jean-Paul is an older fisherman by boat, by traditional fishing. So it was in Brittany, in France, so on our west coast. I met him. He was drinking a wine just close to the sea, by the sea, and I wanted to know more about how he lived before and how he fished, and I decided to project his eyes, just close to the place I meet him. This one is this is the Exiles of Calais. So in the north of France, we have a town where a lot of exiles just arrive and lived for a few months there because they are waiting to go through the Manche. So this is the Sea of the North, to go in England and to work there. And the condition of their life are very difficult, and this is difficult to them to pass through the ocean, the sea, because they risk their own lives. And so many of them, I didn't have news from them because I don't know if they achieved to to pass through the sea or not. So I decided to project them on the rocks in the French coast. So like just in front of them, symbolically they can see England. So because just in front of these hills, so of these rocks, they can see England. The higher of these cliffs is about 130 meters. So in large, it was 800 meters large. So I think it was my bigger projection I ever done. That's also a tribute for the exiles from the refugee camp. So we can see Barney. Barney is a guy I met in Twilingate as well. Always in Brittany. Bruno, the guy I projected, I met him, and he was just freediving at the place of his nose, just on the picture. And I just waited that he leave the water to speak to him, and we just became friends, kind of. And he accepted I took his portrait in pictures. So I waited the night after to project him on the rocks where he was swimming. I always projected other persons, but for these pictures, this is myself that I projected, because I discovered ocean with Brittany, so a very wild area in France, in the west, and this marina, traditional marina, is a place where I often went when I was young, and this is the places of my first divings with my father, and so I have something very strong with this place. Briac. Briac is a French guy who lived in Quebec, so in Canada, and I projected him just beside a lake where he was walking. We can recognize Triven on the right side. Triven is and a Tiffany on the left side, just on the left of Triven. So this is her mother, his mother, and different members of the Elsie Buktuk Reserve. So you can see that on all those pictures, there is always water, there is always the sea, because when I started this project in 2040, I was always attracted by the sea, and that wasn't conscious for me. I was always attracted by the edge of the water and the people of the water too. But I also meet so many different people in the north of France. So we don't have the sea, but we can see that the mountains of carbon. So this is Carbon Cliffs that the man built by himself in working in the mines in the north of France. So there is a strong history with that, and I wanted to make a tribute for them too, because this area is very poor. I mean, culturally, with the culture, with so many things, and they deserved to be highlighted by a show of projections. So I let you discover this short video of 1 minute and 20 seconds to explain you that I also organize shows. So just before you saw the pictures, so photographies, and it also exists in videos. So I just let you discover.
Je pense qu'il faut se battre pour ses rêves. Il faut que les gamins d'ici comprennent que c'est possible. Les choses en fait. Je veux dire que je vous aime car tous, comme vous êtes. Ça nous fait vivre tout ça. C'est être. C'est ici que je suis né. Et c'est ici que je suis bien. Mon Thierry.
Okay, so this is a teaser to announce the different show we made in the north of France on different, I think the name this is hips, yeah, hips. So triangular carbon cliffs or other. The cliffs we saw is almost 200 meters high. So the faces were more than 150 meters. So it was completely impressive to see these pictures and these faces were speaking to us. So, and a friend of mine just played piano to speak differently than the voice. And that was a very strong moment for the population because there were more than 300 people, 3,000 people who went on each show. And yeah, that was completely enormous and a very sensitive and emotional moment. This project, maybe I can tell you just after what I have as idea with this project and what I want to do for the next project. So we can continue. Yeah, so this is a pictures when kind of making up. Sorry? Would you want to speak me?
No,
I can
please continue. I have curated a few questions for you at the later of the presentation. Yeah, please, Clément,
okay.
Please.
Okay, thank you. So this picture is an extract of the kind of making of. So I am always alone with a generator. So to avoid to pollute, to be polluter, I want to find something with solar energy to project healthy. And this is the preparation for the mines and the projection of the big cliffs. But we had 3 projectors like this one. So 60,000 lumens. So lumens is a unity of we explain the strength of a projector. So that's very big. And go quick for the last part of the presentation. So it was in Norway, those pictures. And in Norway, I discovered the plankton. So we can see this whole person just built this dam. So it was very important for the way of the Norway catch energy from the water to live and to cook to live. So this guy is an actor of that. So this is the first time I projected underwater too. And this is what I want to do with the plankton. So technically, that's a real challenge because we have to have the good materials, and that's very, very complicated to do it, but that's not impossible. And I like the challenge. So this is Ellen Peterson. She allowed me to discover the plankton and to extract it and to observe and take pictures of it. So this is different plankton. And this plankton, I projected on the rock. I think it was on algae there on these pictures, because I didn't achieve to project the plankton underwater because I haven't the good material that at this moment, but I project plankton underwater with nice conditions, with nice material, with nice people, with different skills, and to create a series of pictures to diffuse a message of the preservation of oceans and how it's important to stop to draw and to preserve nature, because this infinitely little stuff is very important for the rest of the food chain. So that makes sense to say it. So here is it. That's the end of my presentation. I have only a last point. This is my book, who has been released there is a few days. You can discover all that I speak about in this book. You have also my last 20 years of creation that you can discover. So I'm very proud of it. And this book, you can also have it with an original monotype. So like this one, so at 25 centimeter on 20 centimeters. So that's an original one, and that's a special series edition, sorry. And I just had fun in putting the different monotype, because I have done 100 original monotypes with this book. So I just had fun to animate it in video. So the whale, after you have the character who is reaching the surface. And the face. And okay, nothing. This video doesn't work, sorry. And what is this one? Okay, a man with a tree. So the relation with roots. And the last visual is a hand. Okay, so I think I have finished my presentation. So you can find my work here on Instagram or Facebook, and I will be very glad to explain you and share with you my work and different things. And if you need informations, I am available. Here is it. So I just go back here.
All right, Clément, that is a very, very, very artistic presentation. Oh, I have
Okay,
a
thank you.
question. I have a question. You know, for your monotype, you have this you have this material, and then you started painting, right? So for each unique picture, after you go through the machine, and produce a print like a hand, okay? Then the next hand, do you have to redo the whole thing and then create the picture and just go through the machine?
Yes, I have.
Oh wow!
I have to. So the 100 little monotypes are all unique because when my plates go through the etching press with when the draw is pressed on the paper, after on my plate there is nothing. So I have to put ink and I have to do another one. So none of them are the same. You can see the two different copies there. They are all different. So I had painted 5 thematics, and each thematics I have painted 20 different monotypes. So for example, there is 20 guys reaching the surface. There is 20 different ways, and there is 20 different faces, and this is a special edition, sorry, for the book. And yeah, sometimes I am a bit crazy.
Wow. I mean, does it really consume a lot of time to just do one series of monotype? I mean, a week, 2 weeks, I guess. I mean, wow.
No. That's only, for example, the one you see just behind me. This is
Yep.
1 meter on 50 centimeter. I think I have done it in less than an half an hour. So I think this is this is a long time I practiced these techniques. So now for me, this is very quick, and if it's not quick, you lost the spontaneous, I mean, the spontaneity. And so
spontaneity. Yeah.
Thank you. So the picture is different, less organic, less alive, kind of. So I have to go quick on each.
Okay, that leads to another question. When you start monotype, the first, okay, how quickly does the ink evaporate or gets dry up? How quickly you have to complete that work, that piece of work?
Okay, fortunately, that kind of ink doesn't dry easily. So I can wait maybe 2 hours and 2 hours and a half before the ink will be completely dry.
Right. Nora, you're on mute.
So Clément, if I'm not wrong, right? Because I do a little bit of printing, especially, but mine is with wood when I was younger. So we did this woodcut print, but then yours is more to using the industrial machine, but ours is more on the smaller scale kind. So the kind of ink we use are normally very oil-based, and it takes a longer time to dry. So I guess the kind of ink that you apply for your artworks is also similar, if I'm not wrong.
No, that's exactly that. So we can smell it,
Yeah.
and it's oil. So yeah, that's a mix between oil and pigment. So something will give the color of the different inks.
Comes to the next question. I must say that there's many levels of what do you call this, press printing. So for your kind, right, I find that your artwork is very much of an expressionist kind of artwork, where you use your fingers to create that kind of what do you call this texture in the output itself. So, and the fantastic part about your artwork is that it is very serene. Reason being is not a mashup of many colors, but it's just very specific, a navy blue monotype kind of print. Is that the reason? It's free diving review. I mean, you are a free diver, so does that actually influence you in terms of creating such artwork? Because as a free diver, the kind of mental feat, the kind of mental I would say condition, but the mental state of mind when you free dive, is it what you try to emulate in your painting itself?
Can you repeat, please, the last part of your last sentence, please?
Yeah. So it's whatever that you created in terms of printing and your artwork. Is it is it something that you want to tell to your audience in terms of how you feel when you are underwater in the ocean? Like a kind of sense of peacefulness, serenity, because that's what your painting is giving out to us as a viewer.
Okay, cool. Thank you for your feedback. Yes, I think this is that. Yeah. Yes, principally, essentially, this is my different feelings. So first, the beginning of Abyssal was my feelings. So how I saw myself in the water and how I saw the water with myself and also the others, because sometimes I see the others to swimming and diving. So that inspired me too. I can feel the feeling they have. Yes. So the first part of Abyssal was that. So now I didn't finish to explore that because that's infinite. But I want to speak of something other than myself or with myself. So now I like to show also animals and relationships between human and animals and aquatic environment. So did I respond to your question?
Yes, you did. Next question.
Okay.
Started off with Abyssal being something of a very hands-on, fine art kind of artwork. Then you move on and transition to something more digital through the projection. We project the scenes. Why such a jump and such a massive disparity? Is it something that you want to experiment, or is it something that you see as a natural transgression for you as an artist?
I think the link between the two, I saw the link between the two projects since only less than 1 year when I was in Norway to explore different things. And in my communication as an artist, I didn't want to communicate the same with Clément Lesaffre, Projet Racine, Abyssal. This is, again, actually, for now, Abyssal. So now I just saw that there is so much links between the two, not aesthetically, of course, but behind all that. So the principle, the main theme between the two is man and his environment. So simply, so there is always two elements that make one thing. So man and water, and so under, and for above, this is Projet Racine with a tree, for example, and the faces. So there is always something with two in one. So So that's not the only link. There is so much link, and I didn't see that before.
So what's next, Clément? What's your next project aside from the projection that you want to work on with planktons of the ocean?
So yeah, the next project is to travel in Greenland and to project the Inuit faces on the icebergs before the iceberg doesn't exist anymore. Sorry. And I think I will take this opportunity to project the plankton, for example. So with Villefranche, so that's a town in the south of France, important town for the freediving, but also for the biology. We will find different species of plankton. We will identify them, and we will find a sense to project this different kind of plankton in Greenland. So I don't know when we will do that, but I have this project since more than 3 years. So that's a project. I have another one that's concerned more air abyssal. This is with my friend Aolin Wang. He is building a freediving center in Panglao, Philippines. So I went there. This is the place where I took pictures, or Janmi, if she's listening to me. Bye, Janmi. Hi, Janmi. She took picture of me there, and yeah, we plan to have an exhibition there, but the center is building actually. So we will wait that the buildings will finish to exhibit in this center. That's another project. And what else? In France, I have different projects with different towns, or in Belgium too. So Belgium is interesting to make different projections with the miners, or all the miners of some areas in France, in Belgium, sorry, because in Belgium there are also some areas with mines. I think I forget so much things, but that's the main different projects.
That's exciting, and we can't wait to see more of your art progression, and please do share with us. And if there's any updates or any details with regards to your projects, and we'll be most happy to, of course, share it along with our platforms as well. Clément, thank you so much for your time. But before we end off this session, I just want to ask a question. If someone who is interested to purchase your book, how much is it, and where can we contact you aside from your social media platform?
Okay. We can easily contact me on Facebook or Instagram, and so Clément Lesaffre. I don't know if it will be right somewhere. And the book is 39 euros. So I think this is 42.30 dollars, American dollars. And the version with an original one is 100.5. And you have the shipping cost too.
Right.
So just with a PM, we can do that.
Thank you so much, Clément, for sharing with us and also launching your Asia premiere of this book, Under and Above. I think, is this your first book? No, right?
Sorry?
Is this your first book? It's not,
Yeah.
right? Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at 35 years old, my first book, on the last 20 years old of work. So that's a big consecration for me, and a big pride.
Yes, congratulations for your very first book, and also to launch it on ADEX platform as well. And I'll be contacting you shortly, because I would like to have a copy also. I'd like to purchase from you as well. Also, thank you, Carter, for hosting and facilitating this talk as well. And if there's any other further questions from the ADEX community, please feel free to just connect with Clément via his Instagram and also his Facebook. We will be sharing his contact details on this particular post as well. Last but not least, thank you everybody, and we look forward to catch up again soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Nora. Thank you everyone to have listened to me and to allow me to do that. Thank you a lot.
Thank you, Clément. See you.
Bye bye. Thank you. See you. Bye.